This Veterans in Vehicles interview is sponsored by Rapid Recon. For more information, visit rapidrecon.com.
When you standardize, you're able to reduce variation. If everyone does it their own way, that's when mistakes happen or you just don't get the end results. But to standardize and have the same type of training, that's always been successful for me.
Hello, everyone. This is Susan Givens, publisher of Auto Success, and I am so honored to have a special guest with me today to kick off our Veterans Month. Anthony Martinez, thank you so much for joining us today. Anthony, you're the Director of Client Services at Rapid Recon, and you are an Army veteran. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your time in the Army, and where you are now.
Okay. I'm originally from Miami, Florida. I enlisted in the United States Army National Guard out of high school to help pay for college. And I served as an infantryman in the Florida Guard for 4 years. When I graduated, I accepted a commission in active duty, and I was a tanker. I was an officer in 3rd Infantry Division, where we deployed to Kuwait and Iraq and Baghdad, and we were part of the original forces into Operation Iraqi Freedom. I currently, when I got out of the military, I kind of fell in love with process management and problem solving. So I was in a couple industries that taught me Lean and Six Sigma. So I spent some time in home construction, cabinet quality control, and I was recruited into the automotive industry for some problem solving skills and the Lean and Six Sigma stuff I had studied. Did well there, and so once again recruited for my current company, Rapid Recon. And what I do for them is I run the client service team, which is our customer support agents, our account managers, and our performance managers. So kind of the consulting and customer service side of the house.
So I know that you utilize SOP, or standing operating procedure, and it's been key to your success, especially based on what you used in the Army and applying it into the automotive industry now. Can you just tell me how you can transition that from where you were in the Army until where you are now, and how you apply it to your team?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the best lessons I learned was just standardization. You know, it goes, the parable they would teach us is you want to make sure everyone knows their role so well that even if you were matched with people you've never worked with, you could easily gel with that unit and accomplish the mission. You know, think of paratroopers landing in different areas, but all they need to know is, hey, I need a machine gunner, or hey, I need a medic. And regardless of who they were or who they've been training with, they knew what to do. And I try to apply that in everything that I've done since. Is, okay, what are the key specifics of this job, or what are the metrics that either myself or my superiors would consider a success for doing this job with these assignments? And so I thought that if you could merge that with kind of an assembly line lean production system of the standardization of your role, regardless of your tenure or experience, and the standardization of the actual assignment that you have on hand, you could apply that to any industry. So it's not just manufacturing. Like I said before, I've done in quality control, in home construction, and now the automotive industry. So really understanding everything involved, because when you standardize, you're able to reduce variation. If everyone does it their own way, that's when mistakes happen or you just don't get the end results. But to standardize and have the same type of training, that's always been successful for me.
Do you do this in your home life too?
A little bit. My kids are probably not too excited about that, but it gets us to school on time, and it gets homework done and chores done, etc. So it's nice. It's become a little bit of a comfort or security blanket for me, because no matter how distracted I am, I can always fall back to, all right, this is the standard. This is what we got to follow. Well, if we have to, we'll deviate from there. Kind of helps control the chaos.
You know what? I'm a mom of 3 boys, so I get it. So confidence is a trait that you have used in your professional career. In your past experiences, can you give me a couple examples on how confidence pays off?
Yeah, absolutely. So I would put another trait to go with that, and that's perspective. So just reflecting on my time in the military, I whenever I'm stressed or whenever I feel that I have an overwhelming task now out of the military, I try to regain perspective and remember what I went through, what other heroes I served with went through, and gain perspective. I'll try to, the best commander I ever had, how would he handle this type of situation? And reflecting on that, it puts current issues, a payroll problem is not as severe as, running out of fuel in the desert problem. So when I apply that perspective, it just automatically fills me up with confidence. The old, well, if I did that, I can do this, or if I've seen them do that, I bet they can do this. And I have found, especially when I worked in car dealerships, that uh, that confidence just is contagious. And whether you're dealing with a peer or whether you're dealing with a customer, they feed off of that. And when you just present yourself with the bearing as someone who belongs where they are, and they understand their job, and that they are the best source of information for that person they're engaging with, all interactions will go smoother. Even if you don't quite have the answer, just the confidence that you can relay to someone, letting them know that you're going to get that answer, is just so much more powerful than not having that confidence, or just giving into the stress.
So, is it safe to say that you lead by example?
Yes, I try to, but I I could be my own biggest student. I wish I'd follow all of my advice all the time. So I'm always trying to reflect and make sure that it applies to all of us.
So, we all know 2020 was weird. 2021 has been a little weird too for the automotive industry. What are you seeing that's going to be happening in 2022?
Well, the shortages are having a really unique impact. And I find that because of the inventory struggles some of our customers are having, there's a lot more of an emphasis on making sure that you get the vehicles to the sales lot faster. Now more than ever, every minute is precious, especially when you're struggling with limited inventory. You don't want that potential profit way in the back, tires off, etc. You never really want a customer to see it in that state. You want to always present it in its best form. And so one of the things that we're seeing right now is an emphasis on getting the used cars reconditioned, whether it's from a purchase or a trade-in, and just how fast can we get it to standard, but how fast can we get it to that lot so that customers can get their hands on it and start looking.
And, lastly, what advice would you give a young man or a young woman, wanting to move up that leadership ladder in the automotive industry?
I would say, going back to the confidence, the automotive industry or any real retail industry, I would say you have to have that confidence, and you have to be able to also present humility, and be a student. Even if from selling cars or a service technician, you have to understand everything about the job, and you want to avoid complacency. And so you're always learning. If you're that salesperson, you want to make sure you're still getting that sales training, taking a look at all the new materials or seminars that you can get your hands on. If you're a service advisor, just get all those, excuse me, service technician, get all of those certifications and online training. Never stop trying to learn, because I've noticed that the automotive industry adapts, and you need to adapt with it. And if those who do adapt with it, they seem to rise to the top. And I've seen some wonderful transformations in some of our customers, from people rising the ranks just because they were never complacent, always kept learning.
Do you have any, tips on where someone could find some of this education out there?
I would just look at their supervisor. First of all, I would stay abridged of the industry itself. Through automotive publications, through whatever you can find, any type of seminar or webinar. If any of your vendors like us are producing a webinar, or they have a public speech at a trade show, attend. the more you learn, um, obviously you can apply it to your own businesses. And I've noticed a trait with dealers. They're very thirsty for knowledge, especially on their competition. You know, what are they doing to get those numbers? And so they're very willing to share information. They have their own forms of education and information sharing, like with 20 group meetings, etc. So I would definitely take a look at what the store is providing. I would take a look at the industry through, you know, magazines, websites, etc., and then take a look at your vendors, see what type of services they're doing for education.
Perfect. Anthony, thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for your service. Thank you for being one of our veterans that we're watching out for in auto success. So we appreciate your time today, and everyone have a great afternoon.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.